Hello, and welcome to Thinking Out Loud. I'm your host, Camila, and today I want to talk about ambiguity, something that tends to be deemed a weakness, but can actually be one of our greatest strengths. The beauty of not knowing, choosing, or being forced into boxes. We're taught that ambiguity is the flaw, that we must always have the answers, pick right from wrong, and that the gray areas in between are bad. But what if the gray is necessary and actually desirable? What if it's the thing that makes us the most human in response to such a complicated world? To dive into this, I want to compare two texts that at first glance couldn't be more different. Fat Ham, a modern-day queer reimagining of Hamlet written by James E. Ames, and Perpetual Peace, a political essay by Immanuel Kant from 1795. Yes, one's a barbecue full of family drama, and the other's an old white guy's opinion on the world. Stay with me, though, because they both grapple with the idea of the right answer not always being the necessary one. Let's start with Fat Ham. Juicy, just as Hamlet did, sees the ghost of his father. His father says, "Avenge me." Generally speaking, readers assume that Juicy will embody a vengeful role, giving in to the duty he has as his father's blood. But Juicy doesn't do this. He questions his father's demands, saying, "But I don't want revenge. I want a nice life." This encapsulates Juicy's core conflict between his needs and the expectations others put onto him. Here, he isn't just defying his father, he's defying a familial and cultural presumption. Society idealizes people who act decisively and fit in their expected roles because it's easy and safe. For someone like Juicy, who outwardly defies his imposed expectations through his sexuality and beliefs, he struggles with balancing who he is with what he should be as a black man. The pressure of not being soft, of not doubting, of taking aggressive action, pushes a narrative that he cannot live in his desired in-between, which is gay or soft black man. But Juicy does live in this in-between. He is aware of the painful cycle of revenge that not only his family is trapped in, but many other black families in America experience as well. When he says, "Everyone's gone to the prison line," he's not just referencing his family. He's talking about the societal expectation that black men are destined to join the prison statistic. In this moment, Juicy chooses that he will not fall into this expectation, choosing the not-so-safe, uncertain path instead. Juicy's resistance to clear-cut expectations of revenge demonstrates his choice to live in the gray. As he says, "Y'all ever feel like you're in a play, but nobody gave you the script?" This awareness that there is an underlying framework for him, yet choosing to reject it, demonstrates that ambiguity isn't just about uncertainty. It can be rejecting the norm and embracing the unknown. This is what makes the ending of Fat Ham so powerful. Instead of a violent climax or fixed solution, we get dance. A weird, happy dance with no clear ending. And that's the point. Life doesn't offer neat conclusions, so why fight that? Juicy accepts this undefined truth when he says, "I'm going to choose something else." By breaking the script and choosing the gray, he writes his own path. Now, let's switch over to Kant's Perpetual Peace. Kant idealizes a world without war, a world of perpetual peace. But he also acknowledges that this is very unlikely, maybe even impossible. As he says, the state of peace among men living side by side is not the natural state. The natural state is one of war. It's unsettling to hear that horrific violence is the expectation, that war is humanity's default. He doesn't sugarcoat the possibility of a utopia or pretend that humanity can eradicate this part of ourselves. It's in our nature. We are inherently selfish and ambitious, and whether we like it or not, capable of extreme violence. Yet despite this, Kant proposes that we must still strive for peace. Perpetual peace is no empty idea. It is an end which, by gradually approaching, is always coming closer. This idea that we fight for something with no outlined end goal questions the standard. We normally do things because we know there will be a direct result. I go to the gym because I will get in shape eventually. But doing something that has no set conclusions forces us to give meaning to the pursuit itself. Rather than wait around for peace to come, Kant asks us to work for it, to commit to something potentially unachievable, and that in itself is meaningful. Kant and Juicy reject the expectation of having clear-cut answers. They show us that the unknown, the gray areas we're taught to avoid, are realistic and attainable. That real growth happens in the unprecedented. The security certainty provides is something society wants us to mold into. But sometimes the most courageous and powerful thing we can do is trust that not having the answers is just as good. So, next time you feel pressured by expectations or scared of what comes next, remember, the unknown isn't something to fear. It's an opportunity to write your own story, free of what the world or others want for you. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time on Thinking Out Loud.